All right, lifestyle investing, where we invest based off our lifestyle to build that future lifestyle. Mike, myself, we got Richard here
In the house.
in his house, baby.
Talking about houses.
I know. So I got a question.
Yeah.
And Mike's gonna tell us the why.
Okay.
So the what is, what does it take to build an application, software service in terms of skill, capital, and time?
The why is we're gonna. Right, I know that's a big one.
That's a deep one.
Yes, right. Put me on the spot, but it's good. I can run at this. I actually like this, and I had the answer already.
I know.
So it's because we're introducing you to people on this show who are taking their life and turning it into something that's going to build, something that it's going to invest and change their life. So your app, your dream, whatever you come up with, might not be about real estate and values, but it's going to be about what you know and what you love. So we're going to help you figure out how to do that, how to turn it into an app.
You got to know before you can go.
Yeah.
So
Boom, boom, boom.
here's the thing. It's expensive if you can't do it. That's basically the rule of life.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
I can if I have no idea what it takes to remodel a place, I'm going to pay through the nose because I can't even screen people to see if they're
Yeah.
scamming me.
Sure.
Depends on what you're also trying to build. Some apps are easy, cheap. Some of them, regardless of how bare bones you go, it's still going to be an entire army that it takes to make it happen.
Okay.
And so you got to figure out what's the complexity of your app, and that's where having an experienced person give you an overview of like, this is the nuts and bolts of it, and here's why it's going to cost that much, helps you out. My advantage, which is why I bothered to self-fund my startup, is because I've been a product manager, so I can figure out what should be built. I'm a data scientist, so I know how to do the modeling and the mathematics to create the magic, and I can program. So I am a team to myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have none of those skills.
Well,
Yeah, me either.
you have different skills.
Yeah.
0 for 3.
So, how many hours have you spent on this?
I would say in real estate, I've spent probably 4,000 hours in the past 3.5 years.
On this? I mean, I'm just talking about on Trojan.
On Trojan, officially about a year,
Okay.
full time since September.
Okay.
Cooking up the software has been cheap because I know how to do it really efficiently.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
To give you an idea,
But that's for years of school, years of experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so to give you an idea, typically when you're looking at software, you're looking at someone who's a product manager, you're looking for a developer or 2 or 3, depending on what they're doing specifically. Like one might be user experience, one might be like a data warehouse person. And each of these people might have a price tag of $150K on their salary, but $300K to the company. Because you're thinking
Yeah,
about office
benefits,
space,
yeah,
benefits.
right.
And so suddenly for you to self-fund a small startup with 5
Yeah.
people, you're spending at least $1 million a year.
Yeah.
But if you can do it yourself, it's, time, food, living expenses.
Yeah. Right.
And so that's where my advantage comes in. And with my startup, it's information based. It's focused on using information to optimize decisions. So there's very little dependency, except getting the data. And the data is the trick part.
Yeah. Okay.
But other startups,
Yeah, let's talk about the data.
Yeah.
Because we got time.
so
Yeah.
real estate, big challenge. Getting data is hard.
Because it's so big of a field. Everybody wants it.
And because data ownership is all over the place. Like
Oh, okay.
you've got these little
Oh, it's not all in one location.
That makes sense.
real estate's in the dark ages because
Yeah.
you've got everyone that's a realtor owning ownership of the data in a different region. So if like I'm an investor, I would love to have this like ranked list of this property is my expected to return this investment.
Yeah.
I'll just buy it now.
Right.
Nationwide.
Yeah.
But that doesn't exist
Right.
because data is siloed. People have data there, people have data there. It's
Yeah.
expensive to get
So
they
you
don't
had to
want
hunt it
cooperate.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't explain entirely yet because I'm patenting,
Okay.
but there is a way to solve the data problem.
Okay.
And you can then use that data to do a bunch of amazing things. You can give people reliable estimates on what something's worth, how much you should rent it out for, what you should do with it. You can educate someone so that when they're going through this process, they're not making a bad decision.
Okay.
And everyone wins because suddenly you're not getting foreclosures left and right. It's not like The Big Short. Have you seen The Big Short?
No, I haven't, which is crazy
Great
because that's
movie,
my
It's
world.
It's
yeah.
an amazing movie.
Yeah.
But that's going to keep happening over
Right.
and over and over.
No, and actually, it's been happening since like 500 BC. There was basically it's kind of the first constitution that ever came up, and it came up because this guy who was a political leader, I think it was in Athens, said basically you're not allowed to put your kids up for your land. Because what was happening is a landowner would give you this land so you could plant corn or whatever and then take some of the crops. Well, if the crops didn't come, you'd have to give your kids, eventually you have to give your wife, then eventually you'd have to give yourself. You'd have to become in slavery because you couldn't pay your mortgage.
Yeah.
So their first constitution was really about like, hey, don't sell yourself into slavery over this piece of land. And it's been happening ever since.
Yeah. So if you want to make an app, software idea, see if you can build a part of it yourself cheaply, because otherwise you're going to need a lot of investor funding.
Yeah. All right. That's where we're at. We'll see
Peace,
you in a minute.
guys. Go build that app.